boy. It's April 6th. 5 days till April 11th. Let's say, what do I have to say today? What do I have to say? A year ago today, I was in such a different position. A year ago today, I still never thought about ever being single. And I could never imagine myself sitting here in this apartment thinking about Rachel and her not being here. And our cat's sitting over by the window, and she looks sleepy. She's getting old, though. She's about 13 years old, and I worry about losing her. My days are pretty much what are my days? My days feel like rolling credits at the end of a movie. I don't know. I feel like a ghost, I guess. The only thing that grounds me and keeps me feeling like I'm alive still is making things. I'm obsessed with making things. I'm never, I spend my days off just hustling around, like trying to utilize all of the hours in the day for nothing that I need to do, just stuff that I want to make. Like, everything I need to do comes second, and because it's reality, and I do everything I can to not be present in reality, my real life without Rachel, because it's all so hard. Like, I'm trying to understand my obsession with making things, like carving spoons or making things out of leather, and I think everybody goes through a grieving process, right? And they handle it differently. Some people, they handle it differently. But I think everybody everyone wants to find a way to not feel differently. So that manifests itself in different ways. I think some people drink, so they don't have to be sober, and that's one way of dealing with it. That helps, I'm sure. I'm sure people do destructive things, like self-destructive things, and I don't know how much that helps, but I chase a feeling too, and the feeling I chase is it began when Rachel got really sick, and I wasn't working, and I needed to find a way. Sometimes work can take you out of your present mind, and that's what I try to do is try to get out of my present mind, and the way to do that for me is, now obviously work takes up a lot of my time, but when I'm not working, making things is a flow activity. You're completely immersed in what you're doing, and all that matters in your mind is the thing that's in your hands that you're creating. So it's a perfect escape for me, to not feel or not deal with being alone. And I do think some people have artistic tendencies. Like, philosophically, I'm trying to, I think about people's differences, and I wonder if fundamentally people are different at all. And in a lot of ways, I think no. I think that we're not. But then there are some ways that I think that we do differ, and I think there are people who crave, that need to express themselves, especially if they've gone through something traumatic. And and if you look at artists of the past, like all the best art came from usually something horrible happening to someone, or something wonderful happening to someone who's had a horrible life. So I have a big, there's a ever-present need to express what happened, express how profoundly Rachel affected my life, still does affect my life. And I mean, while it was happening, I didn't want to share it. I wanted it to be mine. A very selfish thing, but I wanted, Rachel was really private about what we were going through. She was really private. And especially when she was really struggling, she didn't, she wanted to share it with me. And I felt so privileged to be that guy, because there were years where she wouldn't want to share it with me, and she wouldn't share it with anybody. So the fact that I had gained her trust in such an intimate way was that's something I cherish. And Rachel was, if you knew Rachel in passing, if you were an acquaintance or something, or even a friend, she usually liked to put on a brave face. She was full of life, and I used to think that it was partially just a character she played, but it wasn't really. It was her. The fact that she wanted to always seem like she had her shit together was part of her. Because she kept her shit together under tough circumstances all the time. So but the past 2 nights I've had really intense dreams about Rachel. And if you've ever been in love with someone that you really love, you've had these dreams that they've cheated on you, I think. And usually those dreams happen when there's like a lapse in closeness. Like you guys, maybe you haven't seen them in a couple days, or you haven't been as close as you normally are. Then you have these scary dreams that they're cheating on you with somebody else. And I used to have those dreams a lot with Rachel. Just like worst nightmare scenarios. And waking up, I always felt, and seeing her next to me, I'd always, this huge exhale, like, oh my God, it's not true, thank God. And now I have these dreams about her being gone. And it's always her leaving. Not necessarily dying, but her either leaving or being in a different realm than I am. And I'm chasing her. Like last night I was dreaming about being in a cabin in the woods, and surrounded by all the things that I like take up my day, like my carving stuff and some wood and some knives and stuff like that, things that I'm into, and I was sitting at a bench carving out a spoon, and Rachel, just feeling like I missed Rachel, and I looked out over this lake, like wherever my cabin was, or there was like a lake that surrounded me, and I looked out and I saw her, and she was with a bunch of people, like almost as if she wasn't acknowledging that I was there. And the rest of the dream was me trying to get to the other side of the lake where she was with those people, and her looking at me but not acknowledging me. Yeah, it was one of those scary dreams, like similar to having a dream that she doesn't love you anymore or something. So it wasn't a great dream, but I have had dreams where it's just me and her, and she's guiding me somewhere. I had a dream once, there's this big ship she was guiding me to. This was like shortly after she died, and we're walking through like this tropical jungle, and she was ahead of me, like holding my hand, guiding me through this jungle. And she guides me to the beach of the jungle, and there's this ship. And she gets on the ship, and I'm right behind her, and I watch her sail away, and I get in the water and I chase after the boat. And she's in this boat, like waving goodbye, and I finally get up to the boat, and she says, "You can't come on this boat." And I got, in the dream, it was very vivid, and I got really upset, and I said, "Why? What do you mean I can't come on this boat? Like, you're on this boat. What are you talking about? Like, this boat's for us." And she said, "No, this boat's just for me." And I got so upset in the dream, and I was crying and all shooken up, and she said, and then she got upset, and she's like, "Jed, why are you upset?" She said, "I'll see you soon. I'm just going over there." She points over to this island, and she goes, "Just go finish what I told you needed to do," which I don't know what it was. She's like, go back and finish what you have to do, and I'll see you in a few minutes, as soon as you're done. It was the weirdest dream, man. And then she took off in this boat, and I went back to the shore, and I didn't know what she was talking about, what I needed to finish, but clearly, if you analyze the dream, it's finished the life that we started. And in the grand scheme of things, the large picture of time, maybe the rest of my life is just a blink of an eye, and I will see her soon. And let's hope that that's true.